Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Vakar Kauri from TFT Perspective, and I'll today highlight a statement by Mr. Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor to Modi, that not even a glass was broken during Operation Sindoor, and he needs proof. I think we have already discussed it that if Indian Deputy Chief of Army Staff is saying that everything was unexpected, there was, as per him, there was one front and three adversaries, and he actually also said four, practically saying that it was China, Turkey, and Azerbaijan standing in Pakistan, and also that Pakistan had real-time information. The DGMO could point out which vector was loaded and where it was located. So this is basically an acknowledgement by the Indian military, and right, through the Deputy Chief of Army Staff, and before that we had the CDS Anil Chauhan, as well as one of their defense attaches in Indonesia, uh, basically blaming the political leadership that they tied their hands was to that effect. But the main thing, as I highlighted in the last uh, vlog, was that it is an intelligence failure. In case India was surprised, whatever. I mean, basically, we are not saying it. It's Indian version that it was Chinese disproportionate support to Pakistan which turned the table. So it means that it was a huge intelligence failure at strategic level. So it means that the NSA's office, which is supposed to do the threat scenarios, please look at his duties, Mr. Ajit Doval, who is supposed to advise the Prime Minister on threat scenario. And they are not basically done, let's say, in minutes. This is a continuous process. There was talk of India having 2.5 front war. This was even said by, I think, Bipin Rawat, the CDS, who again was killed in mysterious circumstances, and it is said that probably again Doval was involved. I'm not very sure, but this is how speculations were there in Indian media. So it means that they were already knowing that it's going to be 2.5 front. So why Deputy Chief of Army Staff was surprised? So it means that mainly it was the threat analysis was totally wrong, and basically India got its jaw broken because of that. Similar is the case with 2020, Galwan, and along the yellow line of action control, it was COVID, and then RAW was supplied. So if you look at the threat analysis, and I just repeat it for the audience, it's supposed to be done by NSA's office, and especially external threats. So when you say one front, three adversaries, it means that NSA is responsible. So all the blame on, and then of course is how the conduct of war is going to take place, what is the capability of Pakistan, military, air force, missile power, and what is the kind of leadership that they are. These are there are profiles for every leader, and I think even I would say a major in military intelligence directorate of India Pakistan would know exactly about the 2 and 3 stars, even how they wine and dine. So basically, this is supposed to be done by the Oval Office, Research Analysis Wing, and in case they were in some misperception, so that's when they should blame themselves. Now, Doval coming up and saying that not a glass was broken across into India by Pakistan is very funny. Just look at the statements by your own British spokesperson during Operation Sindoor. Colonel Sophia, she was very clear how many bases were hit, and even she said Pakistan was irresponsible. Then your media, and then there are number of reports, even videos in occupied Kashmir, in Awantipura, in Srinagar, from Indian Punjab, from Rajasthan, from Bhuj, and what kind of proof Mr. Dover is asking? And now you have a beeline of, I would say, Zionist, defense analysts coming to India. And I know why there is a pain, because Pakistan somehow morally and diplomatically stood with Israel. There's a lot of pain in Israeli and Jewish lobby, Zionist lobby, and now you'll find, collaboration between. They have very strong media trying to disprove, the results of Operation Banal Masood. So mainly, I think Doval is crying horse because of his own failure and the way I think he lied. As we say it in Punjabi, "Gitte jor ke jhoot bolya na." So this is, I think, highly, I think, laughable and funny. Main thing is that there is now a call against this chokri of four chavals, I call it. This in Punjabi, there are four chavals in India in decision making, let's say higher decision making, political decision making, and they have formed a chokri or a group of four. So it is basically Rajnath Singh, which I call Rajnath Singh, Jay Shankar, the Pada Likha Jail, and Ajit Doval, who is supposed to be the great, you know, Bond 007, Amit Shah, the Chanakya. So these have been ill-advising the Prime Minister, and Modi himself is, I think, the biggest shovel because he's the one who, in I think 2019 in Pakistan, India went into air clash, and Indians were actually trying to so-called take revenge of Pulwama. He basically was told by the Indian Air Force that there are clouds and the operation could actually be endangered. He said, I thought clouds have benefit ho sakta hai. So just look at him. And when China occupied 4,500 square kilometer across Indian occupied Ladakh, मोदी said ना कोई हमारी सीमा में घुस आया है ना घुसा हुआ है और ना कोई हमारी पोस्ट किसी के कब्जे में. He even didn't name China. So this is the kind of pigeon-hearted leadership. So these are four chavals, and then their head honcho, the Mahapurush, the 56 in chest. Now there are calls in India by even RSS that these Johnnies should be sent home and Modi should actually resign. Look at statements one after the other in I think podcast. Subramaniam Swamy, who is a very, although he has a lot of hatred for Pakistan, but as far as India is concerned, he has a lot of pain for RSS ideology, and he's been a big member of BJP. A learned person, he said that Modi should not have been given actually the third term because Provian in RSS ideology. So it means that basically Modi was superseding a lot of rules and regulations set by the RSS. But after I think Operation Banyan Masoos, there is a huge call. One I mentioned. Then there were some hint by the head of RSS, Mohan Bhagwat, that when you are 75 and above, when somebody gives you a shawl, you should actually go home. So he was again hinting because Modi is also going to be 75 or he's already 75 and Mohan Bhagwat himself is 75. So was he hinting at Modi? Look at opposition definitely. The Paksh is already saying it that Modi should resign. And then of course Nitin Gadkari, another colorful character in BJP and RSS because he is being actually tipped to be the next prime minister. So this is the kind of I'm sure when let's say Nitin Gadkari or let's say Rajnath Singh comes up, they're going to change their tune. So these four troubles will not be visible. So it's a matter of survival. So Doval is basically trying to because he's considered that he's always right and he has so much of knowledge about everything. I think in last 5 years, global policy, whether it was occupied Kashmir, Pakistan, China, Bangladesh, and now there are reports in Nepal and Sri Lanka. So entire South Asia is against you, sir. So Modi has to basically now look at it. One small comment on Operation Sindoor and its name I have mentioned already that Modi is basically a disgraceful character. He has a wife, Yashoda Behan, who lives in Gujarat, Brahmanbara, and he didn't have the courage when he visits Gujarat to go and just look at that, ask her about. And he just declared it, I think, when there was a lot of pressure, then to declare that he was married. So this is the kind. And then when you say Sindoor, Sindoor is protection, as per the Hindu, I think I would say culture or religion. The Sindoor is basically protection of the married woman. So what about her Sindoor? So Modi Sahib, if you can't protect Sindoor of Yashoda Ben, you should actually, as you say in Urdu, chullu bhar pani mein doob maro. So I would end it that basically this chokri of four chavals is on its way out, and in their frustration they'll keep coming out with I would say insane and absurd narrative. Thank you very much.